And as requested, here's an update on my closet door of litigation. These are cases, just the cases against Mr. Trump's administration and his executive actions and orders. So, yeah, and this isn't all of them. I have added some. I'll take you through the new ones. I've done a previous post explaining the first few rows here. So, just these and these. I'll do a summary, a quick summary, and then go through the new ones that have been added. Again, these are not all of them. I'm updating it every day. There are multiple suits being added every single day, and different things going on with the ones that are already filed. So let's do an update here. So for those of you where this is your first time seeing this, I have listed out the complaints, so the lawsuits that have been filed against the Trump administration here. There are a few different categories of kinds of cases depending on the executive action and the executive order. And for any with a yellow tag, it means there's a restraining order or some kind of injunction or preliminary injunction that has been put into place if it has a yellow tag on it. If it's a yellow tag with a check mark, it means it's been asked for, but the emergency piece of it is not at a point where the court needed to decide it immediately, so it's still ongoing. It hasn't been decided yet. So that's the yellow with a check, or just yellow means there is a restraining order there in place or an injunction. So here's the update then. These first couple of rows are all of the lawsuits against the Trump administration regarding birthright citizenship and immigrants. We have expedited removal, executive order here, withholding funds for sanctuary cities here, prohibition from asylum here, and up here we've got the Guantanamo Bay situation. So there's a lot of lawsuits going on in the immigration world here. So a new one I just added was this one out of Philadelphia. This is the immigration enforcement in places of worship and schools. This one has just been added here to my board. And then these green ones have to do with government changes. So the first couple of rows are on those Schedule F career employees being fired and reclassified and terminated. So we've got a lot going on there. And then we've got a couple of rows of the DOJ cases where multiple people have filed, and agencies and unions have filed against Elon Musk and DOJ for privacy violations. We have all of those here. These here are new. So these are the cases I've just added to the wall since my last post. And it's not all of them. There are cases being filed, multiple cases every day, everyone, in multiple jurisdictions for multiple violations of federal law and constitutional law. So trying to keep up with it, but here are the additions since my last post here. And these kind of include executive abuse of power cases. We have the inspector generals who were terminated without following the proper rules, and they have asked for an injunction or for a restraining order, or basically to be put back in their positions. That's being contemplated still. There's no immediacy to that question. So the courts, I think, just ruled yesterday or the day before that they're not going to force them to take them back into their original positions, but we'll see how this falls out. So we have the inspector generals who were terminated unlawfully. We've got a FOIA request here, so Freedom of Information Act. We have removal of an independent agency leader here, and underneath each one of these will be an executive order number unless it was just an executive action. So this particular one has to do with removal of independent agency leaders for the National Labor Relations Board. Next, we have dismantling U.S. aid here with our executive orders listed. This is a pretty big case here, the Dillinger case. We're going to see this one quite a bit. So this is one of the superstar cases where we have someone here in the Office of Special Counsel who was fired. They were supposed to be there for 5 years. They were appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate, and they were supposed to be there 5 years, and they got terminated. So this is going to be a big case. One to watch here, the Dillinger case. And again, this is the Office of special counsel, which the Trump administration's been trying to completely dismantle. So that goes against like federal statute. So there's that. Over here we have American Foreign Service Association. This has to do with dismantling of the U.S. aid. We have several U.S. aid cases going on. This case here, Harris versus Bessent. This is one that I did on a live just yesterday. She was removed from the Merit Systems Board. She had been appointed by the president, confirmed by the Senate. She was supposed to be there until 2028, and they just fired her. I mean, they just sent her an email, and they're like, well, you're done. So she sued, and for multiple reasons, stating, wow, protocol, hello, anyone? And so the court has held, just 2 days ago, has ruled she needs to be put back into her position on the board. There's only 3 people on this board. She needs to be put back. The protocols weren't followed, and the court has ordered that whomever is in the administration is not allowed to prevent her from going back onto the board and doing her job. So that's been court ordered. So that's the most recent case that I've done a live on. Over here we have the deferred resignation program. So the fork program is being debated still. That's ongoing. Next we have the funding changes for the National Institute of Health here. So NIH, these funding changes are for medical research and various things. So funds are being cut, or reimbursement is not being given. So, science, those are new additions. We have here the federal funds that have been frozen, and of course have a restraining order in place here stating, no, you can't do that. So that's been added. And then down here we have our civil rights violations. So this is where we have different trans rights and civil liberties that are being infringed upon, allegedly. A ban on transgender athletes, transgender inmates here, gender affirming care, more transgender inmates. Passport policy targeting trans people, transgender people serving in the military. So civil rights cases here, and then let's pop up over here. These are the 2 cases where we've got some non-compliance issues, and one is the Shapiro case with those frozen federal funds out of Pennsylvania. The other is the New York v. Trump case, again, frozen funds, which are inappropriate because the court has said you need to not do that. So these are the only 2 where we've got some compliance issues. So that's, again, just a quick overview, everyone, of the lawsuits that I have listed here. I've got, again, another probably dozen cases to add to this, and they keep being filed every day. I'll keep you posted on what's going on the best that I can. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. For anyone looking for that class action case against Doge, it's right here. Again, the Gribben v. Musk case. You can pull this up online, take a look, and let me know what you think of it.